What if I told you that the song that helped define acid rock has basically vanished from classic rock radio? Or that a track which reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 is now considered a forgotten gem? The 1960s didn't just give us the Beatles and Rolling Stones. Hidden beneath the surface of mainstream hits lies a treasure trove of rock anthems that still send chills down your spine. Yet most people have never heard them. Today, we're uncovering 15 underrated 60s rock songs that deserve their moment back in the spotlight. These aren't B-sides or album fillers. These are legitimate chart hits and influential masterpieces that time forgot. Stick around until the end, because #1 will absolutely blow your mind. Modern streaming data reveals something fascinating. Deep catalog titles from 3 or more years ago now make up around 70% of on-demand audio streaming in the United States. This suggests that listeners are actively seeking out forgotten musical treasures from past decades. So, let's dive into these lost gems of the 1960s. Song 15. We start our countdown with Spooky by Classics I-4, released in 1967. This smooth blend of pop and soft rock captures an air of romance and mystery that's absolutely timeless. The track features lush instrumentation paired with soothing vocals that create an inviting atmosphere for listeners. Its catchy melody makes it incredibly memorable, yet it's been largely forgotten by mainstream audiences. The song's lyrics evoke feelings of longing while maintaining an upbeat tempo that resonates with anyone looking for nostalgic tunes. Despite achieving significant chart success upon its release, Spooky has since faded from most classic rock playlists. The track reached considerable heights on the charts, showcasing Classics RF's unique sound within the broader context of 60s music history. What makes Spooky particularly special is its sophisticated arrangement. The interplay between the smooth vocals and the carefully orchestrated backing creates a sonic landscape that was ahead of its time. This isn't just bubblegum pop, it's a carefully crafted piece of musical artistry that deserves recognition alongside the era's more celebrated hits. Song 14. Number 14 brings us You Were On My Mind by We5 from 1965. This folk rock gem reached the top of the charts with its heartfelt lyrics and gorgeous harmonies that perfectly captured the spirit of the mid-60s folk revival. The song's acoustic-driven arrangement and emotional vocal delivery resonated deeply with listeners during its release. We5 represented one of the first American bands to successfully embrace elements of the British invasion sound while maintaining their distinctly American folk sensibilities. You Were On My Mind combined clever lyrics with a catchy melody that stood out during a time of incredible musical innovation. The track's success was remarkable. It climbed to impressive chart positions and helped establish We5 as significant players in the folk rock movement. However, despite its initial popularity and influence on the genre, the song has been largely forgotten by modern audiences. Its pioneering efforts in merging American folk traditions with contemporary rock elements have been overshadowed by other acts of the era, making it a perfect example of how great music can slip through the cracks of history. Song 13. Green Tambourine by the Lemon Pipers takes our number 13 spot. Released in 1967, this quintessential example of bubblegum pop infused with psychedelic elements became a massive hit, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The upbeat track features irresistibly catchy hooks and whimsical lyrics about youthful escapades, perfectly capturing the playful spirit of the late 60s. The song's success marked a significant moment for bubblegum pop, as it demonstrated how the genre could blend commercial appeal with artistic experimentation. The Lemon Pipers managed to create something that was both radio-friendly and genuinely innovative. The track's distinctive use of the tambourine, which gave the song its name, added a unique textural element that made it instantly recognizable. Despite reaching the pinnacle of chart success, Green Tambourine has been largely overlooked in favor of more serious rock tracks from the era. The Lemon Pipers' brief moment in the spotlight demonstrates how fleeting success could be in the rapidly changing musical landscape of the 1960s. The song stands as an important reminder that not all great music needs to be serious or profound to leave a lasting impact on listeners. Song 12. Laugh Laugh by the Beau Brummels claims number 12. Released in 1965, this track made significant waves by combining clever, witty lyrics with an irresistible melody that perfectly embodied the early British invasion influence on American rock music. The Beau Brummels were among the first American bands to successfully adopt and adapt the British sound, creating something uniquely their own. The song's jangly guitar work and tight harmonies created a template that many bands would follow throughout the decade. What made Laugh Laugh special was its sophisticated songwriting. The lyrics worked on multiple levels, offering both surface-level entertainment and deeper meaning for those who listened carefully. Despite its initial popularity and significant influence on the development of American rock music, Laugh Laugh is seldom remembered today. The Beau Brummels' pioneering efforts in merging American and British rock styles paved the way for countless other bands, yet their contributions have been overshadowed by more commercially successful acts. This oversight represents one of the great injustices in rock history, a truly innovative band whose influence far exceeded their commercial recognition. Song 11. Number 11 brings us Different Drum by the Stone Ponies, featuring the powerful vocals of Linda Ronstadt. Released in 1967, this track showcases one of the most distinctive voices in American music, delivering a song with profound emotional depth. The catchy melody and poignant lyrics speak to the universal struggles of unrequited love and personal independence. What many people don't know is that Different Drum was written by Mike Nesmith of the Monkees, demonstrating his exceptional songwriting abilities beyond his television persona. The song's blend of folk rock elements set it apart from mainstream pop of the time, creating something that felt both contemporary and timeless. Linda Ronstadt's emotive delivery elevates the song from a simple pop tune to something approaching musical transcendence. Her vocal performance captures both vulnerability and strength, perfectly embodying the song's message about following your own path. Although the track reached respectable chart positions, it's frequently overlooked in discussions about 1960s music, which represents a significant oversight, given both its artistic merit and its showcase of one of America's greatest voices at the beginning of her legendary career. Song 10. Sunny by Bobby Hebb takes our number 10 spot. Released in 1966, this soulful classic radiates warmth and positivity through its heartfelt lyrics and smooth melodies. The song speaks about love's power to brighten even the darkest days, a message that resonates universally across generations and continues to feel relevant today. Bobby Hebb wrote Sunny during one of the most turbulent periods in American history. The song emerged from personal tragedy and national trauma, yet somehow managed to capture a spirit of hope and optimism that felt both genuine and healing. The track's infectious rhythm and uplifting message made it perfect for both personal reflection and communal celebration. Despite achieving significant commercial success upon its release, many modern listeners aren't familiar with Bobby Hebb's work beyond this single hit. This oversight is particularly unfortunate given his significant contribution to soul music during this transformative era. Sunny stands as a testament to music's power to heal and inspire, offering hope when it's needed most. The song's enduring emotional impact proves that truly great music transcends its original time period to speak to fundamental human experiences. Songni. Number 9 features Season of the Witch by Donovan from 1966. This track stands as one of the first true psychedelic rock tunes, absolutely timeless in its mysterious atmosphere and hypnotic groove. Donovan's whispered vocals and the song's minimalist yet haunting arrangement created something entirely new in popular music. The song's lyrics blend mysticism with everyday observations, creating a dreamlike quality that perfectly captured the consciousness-expanding spirit of the mid-60s. What makes Season of the Witch particularly remarkable is how it achieved its psychedelic effects through subtlety rather than bombast. Instead of relying on studio tricks or heavy instrumentation, Donovan created an otherworldly atmosphere through careful arrangement and evocative imagery. The track's influence on the development of psychedelic music cannot be overstated. It provided a blueprint for how popular music could incorporate elements of mysticism and altered consciousness while remaining accessible to mainstream audiences. Despite its historical significance and enduring appeal, Season of the Witch rarely receives the recognition it deserves as a pioneering work of psychedelic music. The song's hypnotic quality continues to captivate listeners more than 5 decades after its release, proving that true artistic innovation transcends temporal boundaries. Song 8. Good Morning Little Schoolgirl by 10 Years After Claims Number 8. Originally recorded by blues legend Sonny Boy Williamson the Rag, 10 Years After's 1969 version for their album Ssh transformed the traditional blues number into a rock powerhouse that showcased the band's incredible musical abilities. This track represents pure rock and roll energy, distilled to its essence. 10 Years After's interpretation maintained the song's blues roots while adding their signature guitar-driven intensity and dynamic rhythm section. The result was something that honored the original while creating something entirely new and exciting. What's puzzling is why this exceptional track has been largely forgotten. The performance demonstrates everything that made late 60s rock music so compelling. Technical proficiency, emotional authenticity, and raw energy all combined into a cohesive musical statement. 10 years after's ability to bridge traditional blues and contemporary rock made them unique among their peers. And Good Morning Little Schoolgirl perfectly exemplifies this distinctive approach. The song's disappearance from regular rotation represents a significant loss for rock music enthusiasts. It stands as proof that the late 1960s produced countless musical treasures that deserve preservation and celebration alongside the era's more famous recordings. Song 7. Number 7 brings us Time Has Come Today by the Chambers Brothers. Released in 1968, this powerful anthem encapsulates the spirit of change that defined the late 1960s. With its infectious rhythm, soulful harmonies, and urgent message, the song captured the social and political turbulence of its era while transcending specific historical moments to speak to universal themes of transformation and justice. The song features a remarkable blend of rock, gospel, and psychedelia that showcases the Chambers Brothers' incredible versatility as musicians. What makes the track particularly striking is its dynamic instrumentation, which builds an atmosphere that invites listeners to engage with its message of social change and personal transformation. Despite its unconventional 11-minute runtime, Time Has Come Today became a cultural touchstone of the era. The gospel-influenced group created a groundbreaking sound, punctuated by cowbells, distorted guitars, and echoing vocals that created something entirely unique in popular music. The lyrics, written by Joe and Willie Chambers, reflected urgent desires for societal change that resonated deeply with a generation seeking transformation. The song's political relevance hasn't diminished over the decades. Its revolutionary message continues to speak powerfully to modern struggles for equality and justice, making its relative obscurity all the more unfortunate. Song 6. Itchy Coo Park by Small Faces takes number 6. Released in 1967, this whimsical ode to escapism reached number 3 on the UK charts and became the first track to prominently use phasing effects, a technique that would become synonymous with psychedelic music. The song's innovative production techniques were truly ahead of their time. Small Faces created something that perfectly captured the playful essence of youth while addressing deeper themes of nostalgia and the desire to escape from adult responsibilities. The track's whimsical lyrics invite listeners to reminisce about simpler times, creating an emotional connection that transcends generational boundaries. What makes Itchy Coo Park particularly significant is its role in defining the British psychedelic movement. The band's creative use of sound effects, layered vocals, and innovative studio techniques showcased the possibilities of what rock music could become when artists fully embraced the creative potential of the recording studio. The song's combination of childlike wonder and sophisticated musical craftsmanship created something that was both immediately accessible and artistically ambitious. Its influence on subsequent psychedelic and progressive rock cannot be overstated, yet it remains largely absent from discussions of the era's most important musical innovations. This represents a significant oversight in rock history, as Itchy Coo Park deserves recognition as one of the defining moments of 1960s musical experimentation. Song 5. Number 5 features She's Not There by the Zombies from 1964. This haunting masterpiece marked the Zombies' debut single and quickly became a defining song of the British invasion. With its innovative blend of jazz influences, Baroque pop elements, and rock sensibilities, the track showcased a unique sound that set the band apart from their contemporaries. The song's distinctive character comes largely from Rod Argent's unique Hohner pianette keyboard riff, which creates an ethereal, almost otherworldly atmosphere. Combined with Colin Blunstone's breathy, emotionally resonant vocals, the result is something that sounds both familiar and completely original. What makes She's Not There particularly remarkable is its sophisticated musical construction. The track uses minor keys and jazz-influenced chord progressions to create a sense of mystery and emotional complexity that was unusual in popular music of the time. The lyrics reflect themes of longing and confusion about lost love, delivered with a subtlety that was rare in early 60s rock. Despite reaching number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 12 in the UK, the song often gets overshadowed by other British invasion hits. This is particularly unfortunate given its significant influence on both progressive rock and psychedelic music. The Zombies' cross-genre composition established them as pioneers of what would later become known as art rock, making She's Not There a crucial link between early rock and the more experimental music that would follow. Song 4, Psychotic Reaction by Count 5 claims number 4. Released in 1966, this garage rock classic helped define what would later be called acid rock when it first emerged. The song's hypnotic guitar riff, raw energy, and fuzz-tone distortion created a template that would influence everything from punk rock to grunge. Count 5 may not have invented garage rock, but they certainly helped establish it as a distinct subgenre of rock music. The track's distinctive use of the fuzz pedal and its incessant, driving rhythm created something that felt both primitive and sophisticated, a combination that would become central to garage rock's appeal. What's particularly frustrating is how this influential song has virtually disappeared from classic rock radio. Despite its significant impact on the development of psychedelic and garage rock, Psychotic Reaction is rarely heard outside of dedicated music enthusiast circles. The song's influence can be traced through decades of rock music, from the punk movement of the 1970s to alternative rock of the 1990s. Count 5 disbanded shortly after this song's success, leaving their brief moment in the spotlight as their lasting legacy. However, that brief moment produced something genuinely groundbreaking that deserves recognition alongside the era's more celebrated innovations. The track stands as proof that sometimes the most influential music comes from the most unexpected places. Song 3. Number 3 brings us Get Me to the World on Time by the Electric Prunes. Released as their second single, this track reached number 11 on the US charts and even made number 49 in the UK, despite the band never having toured Europe until much later. The song perfectly exemplifies the psychedelic pop sound that was emerging in the mid-60s. The Electric Prunes were masters of creating psychedelic atmospheres through innovative studio techniques. Get Me to the World on Time features the oscillating reverse play guitar effects that became the band's signature sound. According to guitarist Ken Williams, these effects were created using his 1958 Les Paul guitar, which he still plays today and is now worth approximately $50,000. What makes this track particularly special is how it combines melodic hooks with experimental production techniques. The song works both as an accessible pop song and as a piece of sonic experimentation, achieving something that many psychedelic bands struggled to accomplish. The professional songwriting team of Annette Tucker and Nancy Mance crafted lyrics that perfectly complemented the band's innovative sound. The track's commercial success proved that audiences were ready for more experimental rock music, paving the way for the psychedelic explosion that would follow. Despite this historical significance and its chart success, Get Me to the World on Time has largely disappeared from mainstream consciousness, representing a significant loss for anyone interested in understanding the development of psychedelic rock. Song 2, Hello, I Love You by The Doors takes our number 2 spot. Released in 1968, this track showcases Jim Morrison's charismatic vocals and poetic lyricism at their most accessible. The song combines catchy melodies with deeper themes of love and desire, creating something that worked both as a radio hit and as a piece of artistic expression. What many people don't realize is that Hello, I Love You became The Doors' second number 1 hit, proving the band's ability to create commercially successful music without compromising their artistic vision. The track features Ray Manzarek's hypnotic keyboard riff and a driving beat that made it radio-friendly while maintaining The Doors' distinctive edge. The song's lyrics were inspired by a woman Jim Morrison spotted on Venice Beach, transforming a simple moment of attraction into something approaching poetry. This ability to find profound meaning in everyday experiences was characteristic of Morrison's approach to songwriting and helped establish The Doors as one of the most important American bands of their era. While often overshadowed by The Doors' more controversial or darker material like Light My Fire and Break On Through, Hello, I Love You deserves recognition for demonstrating the band's versatility and their ability to craft upbeat, accessible rock music alongside their more experimental work. The track serves as a perfect entry point for understanding the Doors beyond their reputation for darkness and controversy. Song 1. And our number one most underrated 60s rock anthem is I Had Too Much to Dream Last Night by the Electric Prunes. Released in November 1966, this track has become something of a garage punk classic and stands as a quintessential piece of psychedelic rock history. The song peaked at number 11 in the US charts and even reached number 49 in the UK, representing a remarkable achievement for a band that was essentially unknown outside of Los Angeles. The track opens with one of the most distinctive guitar sounds in rock history, a buzzing, oscillating effect created through innovative use of reverse play techniques and custom-built fuzz boxes. According to the band, this otherworldly sound was achieved through experimentation with their equipment that was far ahead of its time. The result sounds more like a horror movie theme run amok than a radio-ready hit, as music historian Richie Unterberger described it. What makes this song absolutely extraordinary is how it managed to create such a surreal, dreamlike atmosphere, while remaining completely accessible to mainstream audiences. The lyrics explore themes of disillusionment and introspection, perfectly capturing the consciousness-expanding spirit of the mid-60s without becoming pretentious or overly abstract. The Electric Prunes' innovative production techniques influenced countless musicians and helped establish many of the sonic techniques that would become standard in psychedelic and alternative rock. The song appeared on the legendary Nuggets compilation, which helped define garage rock as a legitimate genre and influence the punk movement of the 1970s. Despite its historical significance, chart success, and enormous influence on subsequent rock music, I Had Too Much to Dream Last Night has been largely forgotten by mainstream audiences. This represents perhaps the greatest oversight in 1960s rock history, a genuine masterpiece that deserves to be mentioned alongside the era's most celebrated achievements. These 15 underrated anthems represent just a fraction of the incredible music that emerged from the 1960s, but somehow slipped through the cracks of popular memory. From the sophisticated psychedelia of the Electric Prunes to the soulful optimism of Bobby Hebb, these songs demonstrate the remarkable diversity and innovation that characterize this revolutionary decade in rock music. What's particularly encouraging is that modern listeners are actively seeking out these forgotten treasures. With streaming services making deep catalog material more accessible than ever, these songs have a real opportunity to find new audiences and receive the recognition they've always deserved.